Welcome back, guys. We're going to be going into map number 2 after a dominating performance from Pride. Of course, this is the Hellcase Cup. Don't forget to go check out their website, of course. And, of course, check out my Twitter, which is even better. Hashtag sellout. But we're going to be going into the knife, of course. This map, it's sort of interesting because the last map I would have said, okay, we want to be starting on the CT side, and then Pride won, what, 13 rounds? I think it was on the T side, so I don't know if I want to even talk about sides of this map. I still stick it over to that CT side, but nowhere near as much as it used to be. I've casted games in the past, or at least on the older sort of iterations, where you can see 14 rounds come in on the CT side. And, yeah, there's the HP. There you go. Nice little bug. I have no idea why it does that. But yeah, the first map, 16-2 in favor of Pride. So, dominating performance. It was their opponent's map pick as well, which makes things all the more worrying. Also, again, this is another map where I think it's Luz, if I'm not mistaken, on the T side is just a beast. So, we'll see if that's going to be the case. Haven't casted them in a little while, actually, so looking forward to that. We saw them in Nvidia Cup. I think that was the last time. And they didn't actually make it through to the LAN finals, which was quite a shame because it was in Poland as well. So, Pride, yeah, they're going to be starting on the CT side. I don't think it's as heavily CT-sided as it used to be. And also, I want to see what eXtatus can actually do on their T side. We didn't get to see their T side at all. Not a single fall-by on the last map, just because they ran out. So, ran out of rounds, that is. Aggressive push-up from Reeds. Now, he's going to be in the back line, so the player's actually pushing onto the site, which could be a problem. I don't know if he knows they've crossed, however, which could be even more of a problem. There's... oh, look at Frozen. He's all the way up the top. Unfortunately, he doesn't kill anyone, so... value of that push is absolutely null and void, and while Maniz is just on fire again. 4 kills in the first pistol of the game, and now 3 kills in the first pistol of this map. Pride starting off strong. Bomb does, however, go down, but if anything, the B site, you can guarantee a bomb plant. If you don't get the bomb down on B, you've made a mistake. Like, that's all they've stacked it. Like, it doesn't really go any other way, so 1-0 Pride. Investment will go in, and there. Oh, Luz. I knew I was right to talk about you at the beginning of the game. I knew I was right. He's got an XM. As said. What is your dream knife? Well, my current knife is a flip knife Autotronic, and I really like that knife. But it's probably the karambit version. I am not spending, what, 300 quid to get the karambit version. So, I like skins, but I don't like them that much. Of course, this round... it is going to be that sort of minor investment. Actually, a double kill for Questo, not bad. Luz doesn't do anything with the XM. I'm really disappointed. What I wanted him to get a kill. I didn't actually look where he was playing either. I was too busy talking about how I like the Autotronic, which I do like that. Yeah, I don't think it was offline. Oh, I think that might have just been a Twitch bug. We've seen a lot of those recently. Nice start. One from Questo. It will be traded back instantly. Where is Luz playing? He's actually going all the way around the back. He's on an XM flank. It is going to be a couple of trades. Reets pushing back into the side. Now, you have to remember this is an early buy, so the damage done here is going to be crucial. Look how low the money is already for the CT side. And Luz, your weapon of choice. I love the XM. But it is not a good gun to retake with. So he's going to go down. 2-1 in favor of Pride. And the thing is now that they have a sort of predicament. Because if they buy here, well, it's going to be very limited. You can already see a couple of players only on 1,500, 1,600. But if they don't, I always ask the question, will the 1,900 make much of a difference? And how much of a difference will it make to the Ts? Now, in this situation, they can reset the Ts. In the next round, they can't. And they'll only have, what, maybe UMPs as an extra. They'll probably have had an AWP, though, which could have been nice on Maniz. He can be a man to take rounds into his own hands. Quite often, in fact. But they're going to buy. They're going to go for it. They're going to risk it for a chocolate biscuit. eXtatus have the chance to match their rounds here and now. They do have a much better buy. Exus going for the trusty wall spam, but Well, it's not going to be trusty. He doesn't find anything. Zedco going to go pushing. There's 3 players on this site. However, it looked like Morels is going to rotate. Zedco actually finds the entry onto Luz as well. However, the rifles are still standing, and they're the players we really need to be watching. It's going to be Reeks and Maniz. Maniz wins 1. And that looks like it may be all. He's now the only one left alive. But look at Zedco and Monty. Very low on HP. He actually catches the 1 player with any health. This could be a big problem. He knows where the bomb's being planted. Doesn't know where Zedco is. Will peek. Finds him as well. Does he know that Monty's actually still on the site? That's the big question. Gonna go peeking and Monty hits the instant headshot. Never count out Maniz. Very, very close. But it is going to be 2-2. So, as said, eXtatus, put your hands up in the air. You've managed to get the same amount of rounds as last map. Which is a big step up, of course. They should get 3 as well. So, that's something. Already off to a better start. Obviously, they are starting off on that T side as well, so definitely not a bad start whatsoever. Maniz actually investing into a Deagle. He'll be looking to try and do some damage. It's actually going to be eXtatus to find the first kill for his team, but the trade of 3 back make things a little bit more problematic. There we go, 3-2. eXtatus do break their problems of last map, at least. They've beaten the new record. And I'm already feeling a bit more confident in them this map. Pause is going to be out. Heck problem once again. But the first map was won by Pride. So that is what this little circle is. So if it's got a 1 in it, go. That. None. The more you know. In case any of you didn't get it, I am very, very sarcastic. So, you will have to learn that over time. But, yeah. There's going to be a pause. I'm hoping we won't be here too long. Going to be waiting. I'm guessing it's a T-side problem, but it's actually Morels who hasn't bought anything. Just sat here waiting. Thank you, Patiro. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your names. If I do butcher anyone's names, then, well, you can just call me ignorant, I guess. I'm not the best. I still remember, I think the worst mistake I ever made was I went to Ukraine for like a month and a half, and I got used to saying the letter J as a Y. And then I came back to the UK and casted some UK matches, and I called someone Yames. Yes, I said the name James as Yames. Probably the stupidest thing I've ever done. And, yeah, I just had to take a long, hard look at myself. B Tizzle. Do you think iBuyPower will ever be unbanned? I kind of hope so. I think it'd be interesting to see, like, what that team can do now. Obviously, some of them moved into other games. Some of them are doing very well as sort of casters and stuff. But I don't know. I'd like to see, like, some of them just come back. I think they have been punished. I think they're still in the scene, so it's not like they're just gone anyway. And, well, obviously, Swag is ridiculous. Like, Swag is ridiculous. NA pronunciation. Yeah, Dazed as an analyst is sick. I know Freiburg hasn't retired as a player, he's just left NIP. But him as an analyst would be so cool. Like, I just love to see him do it. He always used to sort of do the aim training videos, which are awesome as well. So, I think it'd be great. Either way, we're back in. We're back in. Stop making me talk about other stuff. Although, I do enjoy doing it, so. Hey, there you go. New lit. Freiburg going casino. I doubt it. I feel like that'd be weird, but you never know. Crazier things have happened. I like the new lineup. I think, although they do look like they're slowly just building out. Either way, Reeks gets caught out. Maniz is there again, but he's only going to be able to get 1. He's so low on HP. Too much he can do. And actually, Frozen has woken up a little bit now. Triple kill for himself in this. eXtatus. He's been held out. I love that Molotov interconnector. If you're a CT player, That is just a pain in the ass. You're just going to be sat there waiting for a few seconds while they get into after plant positions. Now, the B site is probably the most retakeable site in this game. However, Frozen taking aggressive angles and on for the ace, but he doesn't quite manage it. 4 kills in this round. He's silencing the haters, of course. Not quite getting, not silencing them fully as he only gets 4, but they're doing a pretty good job. Are you trying to get into casting bigger matches? Interestingly, I don't know what it is. I don't think I'm very memorable as a caster. I think that's my problem because I actually do, like, I've done all the Star Series lands, the last 3. Alongside, I was the bald guy who casted with Moses, who got referred to as his son. Which I don't actually mind as a comparison. Yeah, but I am looking to try and get into, obviously, other companies. I'd love to work for people like ESL. I'd love to work for people like DreamHack. DreamHack were the events I watched when I was younger, so... Either way, we are going to have Luz as the lone rifle in this round. Monty starts, but Luz able to trade back to and drop the bomb. However, Frozen's still standing. He's able to find a couple. Luz is doing so much work. eXtatus. Last one left alive. Gonna be waiting. Trying to find something in this. They've done a lot of damage. They will be buying next round as the loss bonus is at full. Can even get an AWP in their hands. And actually, eXtatus with a rifle and a kit now. If he can somehow isolate one of these duels, that would be absolutely perfect for him. But there's that Molotov again. eXtatus is actually going to go through it this time. He's not being patient at all. Looks for the first. Finds it onto Frozen. Devil with the AWP. This gives him a chance. Because if a shot is missed... Oh, is he going to go walking through? No, he's going to wait. Both going to be sneaking. Getting closer. Devil has to hit this shot. If he misses, he is almost certainly dead. And this will be a lovely round out from TT side. Smoke onto the bomb. Is he just going to hold it? It's an AWP in the hands of Rose. He's going to go for the knife kill. But I don't think he's going to get it. It's going to be so close. But no. Ninja, if anything. Or smoke defuse. I still don't know what you... Can someone write me a definition of a ninja defuse? Because like, he knows it's going on. So is it sneaky or is it smoke? But ninjas use smoke. They have the smoke bombs. So is that a ninja or is that a smoke defuse? Or is it both? Either way, it doesn't matter. Pride have just got a round out of absolutely nothing. Smashing the economy of eXtatus into the dirt. And leaving them with big, big problems. If they lose this round, they're going to be reset. But straight out again, it's Frozen. They'll be traded back by Morels. Morels still looking for more, but Zegco manages to add one more to the death toll of this CT side. Already damage being done. eXtatus will be able to get one, but look at this push from Redstone. Actually only managing one himself, but it is just trades galore. Reet's now the only one left alive. He was good in that first map. He's back into the clutch once again versus Devil. Got the bomb down. Doesn't really need to go for any further aggression. He's trying to clear angles and may actually end up pushing into this AWP. The problem is, Devil has absolutely no idea. And he's scoped in. I don't think he can be spotted. He's behind the wall. Okay, ninjas mean they don't know you're defusing. Okay. Reets. Easy. Maybe not. Okay. Made it a little bit more difficult than he should have done, but... it will be enough. Now, in normal circumstances, the T side should save here. But, if you drop it down to one player, there's always that temptation to go for it. Reason being, if you then win that round, you manage to do the damage. And, Aether, I'm watching you, because you said 3-5 HLTV, but you are wrong. It is 4-4. Get wrecked. Nice try, son. Either way. T-side have invested a little bit. They haven't invented. They've invested. I need to learn English a little bit better. We are going to have Reets watching for this B push. Now, as said, if you don't get the bomb down in this situation in your eXtatus, something has gone wrong. You're well positioned. You've got 5 players running towards 2. They have to close down the angles very quickly. We do have Reeks on the site. Smoke's going to fall. They've used a lot of utility to get here, and it will work. Again, it's Frozen. Maniz able to trade one back, but he's got to be careful of the players pushing into him. And look at Zegco. He's managed to get himself into the connector as well. Stone's still pushing, but the range isn't going to help him out. Luckily, Zegco is there to trade again. damage being done, but as said, this site is very retakeable. It's onto Devil. He's in every clutch situation. He's not going to win a single one. It is going to be the round for Pride. The bomb going down, though, is a big bonus. Extra 800 across the board. Interesting plant. Didn't actually notice that at the time. They tried to have it so that if they did take the longer range pushes all the way down to the back of B, they had that after plant that they could spray onto. I'm actually not a big fan of the default plant. It sets you up for, okay, maybe the door bounce where you can throw the Molotov off, and there's a few positions you can peek. I actually quite like planting on the right side towards oil, and then you have such an open scenario to actually try and hold on to this. Thank you, Soulmaster. I appreciate you. Either way, P side now back on the buy. They did some damage in the last round, as said. They've got full utility. CT side have not built up anywhere near enough money to be safe as of yet. Playing one person over towards B. Leaves them quite vulnerable, but it's very common because the A site after plant positions are so much more effective. Maniz, well positioned, and that smoke hasn't pushed him out, and he actually lines up two. Only gets the kill onto one of them, but so much damage done already early in this round. Monty up high, still holding onto the bomb. Reitz is just spotting. He's just going to be waiting. He's got an incendiary in his hand, although can't actually see it. Going to play patient. Wait if they do go to push in that sort of position. The problem is they've still got Questone over towards Ivy. It doesn't really help them very much if they are going to head back towards B. Devil, he's just having a nightmare. It's interesting because Devils normally live in the fire and flames. Instead, he's going to burn in them. Maybe he's been sent back to hell because of it, because that was just a big mistake to go down that easily. And now, well, lovely shot from Monty. Actually doubles down as well. Great stuff from him getting into the site, giving them a chance. Questone finds another. Very low on HP, however, so he's still got an awful lot of work to do. Spots out one, but runs out of bullets. Oh, that would have been the 1v1 instead. He's still in a 1v2, and the peak should come out from Reitz to finish. A little bit of bad luck, some mistakes made in this round. But either way, Pride still push forward and bring it to 6-4. A little bit of investment in this round from the T side. Obviously, they got max loss bonus again, so 300-400 added. May as well go for something a little bit more. They're going to try and run down towards Hell. It's not to be so far, at least. A few low players. Questone goes down, and while Frozen will fall after taking one. He gets an extra $600 for the kill he got, but we already know that the investment they made was just to do damage, and they didn't really achieve too much of it. I think that's the first time in a little while we've actually seen 4 players survive. So 7-4 now. Pride, they pretty much rectified the mistakes they had at the beginning. 4-round streak as well for the T's. And you have to wonder what happened. I guess Pride got money. That was what happened. And he's got the AWP. That's what happened. 15-6. Aggressive position as well. He's now the solo B player, which makes things a lot more scary. Actually shoulder peeking in. Frozen's going to get away with that, but Maniz will be able to retreat. Expecting to see some support out soon. Reitz, I think, has spotted a player out of main, though. And this is actually going to be a split pack. Devil playing the edge of the smoke. Could work out for him instead. Luz peeks back in. Interested we didn't see Devil's scope there. Doesn't really give him too much of an avenue. The smoke falling over towards B has rotated a couple of players. The problem is not really finding too much damage at the moment. Although there we go. 2 entries. Make it a third as well. And only Zedpo left alive versus Maniz. Now they've lost almost every single clutch so far. I think they have lost every clutch so far. Except maybe that 2v1, but that was more of a save, if anything. Bomb. Going to be picked up. Zedco. He's going to win it. They finally get themselves a clutch. And now, well, it's actually not that great. There's going to be a rebuy. No doubt about that. But Morel's, well, it depends what they drop him. They can drop him a FAMAS maybe, or a UMP. I think a UMP is a bit more likely. X is actually going to pick up the secondary AWP as well. And actually, Luz is going to play the UMP. I think he's been playing close on that B site. So that could be the reason why for that. 7-5. Therefore looking for the early pick. Instead, it's going to be eXtatus and Maniz. Both these are finding picks, and they're just working it at the moment. Looking for a little bit more. Frozen, still alive. eXtatus and Maniz, though. They just kill everyone. The double AWP setup is perfect. Why not? Leave camp on Devil. What's the biggest match you have casted? It depends what you mean by biggest, because, like, in terms of, like, WSG last year, the $1.5 million tournament, I casted the final with Launders. That was pretty big. I did one of the semi-finals last year of Star Series, again, with Launders. I think I did one with Flakes as well. So, yeah, I've casted quite a few big, exciting games. I think WSG was my favorite tournament, though, because it was in China. And I've never got to, like, up until I did this job, I'd never been outside of Europe, so to go to Brazil, go to China was massive. Reeds, big spray down, lots of damage, but not enough to actually get himself a kill, and the rest of the team a little bit skeptical about this aggression that's coming up from the T's. Catching these players off. Frozen, able to get himself one, but quick succession of frags. He's able to find them back a couple. T players, however. Okay, that's interesting. They're just outside the site now. There's actually going to be a push coming in from Luz, but the defuse was already in anyway. So it wouldn't have made much difference, but he still sprays down both. Bomb planted, money made. They will be able to... Well, actually, not much money made. I forgot about this one round. This one round has actually taken their economy and put it in the bin. Straight in the bin. Ah, the classic Is This Live? No, it's not. I'm just reading your mind from the past. Morels. Easy peasy. Eventually gets traded out. Monty with one. Molotov gonna go down to defend. Continuing to peak. Maniz is one of the most confident players I've ever seen. And there's a reason for that. What? If I could just get a vac in the chat, please. A vac in the chat, please. Because that was ridiculous. Just straight through the smoke. What? Okay. Maniz is a god. This is a map that he is very good at. Luz is still up there with him. I'm looking for him a little bit more on the T side. 10-5 though. 5 rounds on the T side is workable. The problem is, for eXtatus, you have to be a bit demoralized. You win 4 in a row, and then you pretty much lose all of the rest except one. He's invested quite a bit in utility to enable them to get forward onto the site. They're going to catch Frozen very early on, and the boosters come out into that heaven position. Not boosts, they've used their ladder. Questone. Catches one, catches two. X is still there. This pistol round going backwards and forwards, and if that continues, that means Zeg goes on to win it. Smoke still on that T side. I think that was actually picked up off one of the CT bodies. Probably used for a ninja defuse, or a smoke defuse, whichever you want to call it. Zegko. I think he now knows where both players are. Question is, can he actually isolate one of them? Needs to find a 1v1 duel. Definitely possible in a pistol round. If he takes one shot to the head. I guess it does in most scenarios, unless you're on the CT side, which he is. Gets the first. Nice shot. Doesn't have a kit, though. So if anything, the time can just be baited out. eXtatus, knowing that he doesn't really need to face it. Could even just run away. We'll actually keep fighting, and... Yeah, okay, Zegko. Okay. could have just reloaded. I know, okay. I know the fact that he knew he wasn't going to win the round, but that just looked stupid. It just looked very, very stupid. He clearly wanted a nice kill, and it's not going to be given to him. Muzi, that's the exact sort of look on my face at the moment. Morels. Looking for that early pick. All rifles over on this T side, which there's a lot of risk and reward. A lot of long-range angles over on this map. The problem is, if you lose one rifle, it goes into an armored player. So, if eXtatus can get one of them, maybe Frozen, who again, he's at the top of the board for his team. Zeko, very close. Very, very close. He's got to feel a little bit hard done by on that one. Gets Maniz down to 3 HP. Not quite enough. Of course, this is our first matchup in Group A. We have another one coming a little bit later on. Got the Binary Dragons versus the Danes of Team 123. Actually met a couple of them. Alright, I met NATO at least while I was in Copenhagen at the Copenhagen Games. Lovely guy. So a streamer as well. So you probably know him better than you know me. So I don't know why I'm plugging him in any way, shape, or form. But looking to see how he does in the professional scene at least. Either way, we are going to have Monty on the site waiting. Now, there's only 25 seconds left here. If he can catch the bomb, maybe miracles can happen with these pistols. It wouldn't be the first time. It won't be the last. But let's see what he can do. Gets the first. Monty looking for more. Actually finds... No, he doesn't reach. Finds his teammate. Does some damage. Tries to help out the CT side, who've been struggling all the way through this game. Exus, however, trades alongside Reets. And even with that TK, they make it look very, very easy. Left hand of Chuck Norris. Was the hand of Chuck Norris already taken? Or right hand of Chuck Norris? It's a nice name. It's a strong name. I don't want to get in the way of the left hand or the right hand. I don't know which handed he is. Either way, I think it would hurt. Dink will come in, but nothing invested. This is a full eco. Not a single flash, pistol, not even a dream at the moment. Luz has just kept with a 5-7 in this round, but it's flawless from Pride. Nice money-making strategy. Be able to buy back into the next round with reduced risks. And this could actually be defined as the game. There's a chance to get another full buy from the CT side. The loss bonus will be in by round number 21 that they can get a full buy with an AWP. But the fact is, if they lose this one, eXtatus are going to be very tempted to force. And I don't blame them. It has to be said. You don't blame a team for wanting to force when you're 14-5 down. The problem is, they don't want to even get to that scenario. They want to be winning this one. Zeko. At the moment, solo on B, but he has a rotation of Monty already making his way forward. Push does come out onto Ivy, but the majority of players are in that upper B scenario. They don't opt to push through the smoke, however. Patience being key for them at the moment. Gonna have them just moving forward towards that upper spot. No rotation yet from the CT side. Leaves Zeko close. We will see the second Inquesto making his way around. They're actually not going to spot him out. He's going to be left in the corner. Gets himself two. That will be enough for this round. Morels at least takes one with him. But it's not going to be anything for the T side. And that one little mistake, not checking the angles, not sending anyone out through ramp as well, which is peculiar. You don't normally see that. That's why you even had the player watching that angle in the first place, using the spools to his advantage. The comeback real, that's the question. They've got a long, long way to go. They are on the CT side, and if they can start stringing rounds together, sometimes this is a map where teams can just get stuck. And once you run out of ideas... Train is a map, I feel like it's very difficult to come up with new ones. You don't see a lot of new strategies. I feel like there's a lot of smokes that could be exploited on this map. Very open in terms of the skybox. But a lot of the time we just see more basic smokes falling out, just blocking off the sort of wall along the trains. Either way, we don't really need to be skeptical about those points as of yet, as Pride have only lost one round. It's not like they've lost 6 or 7 in a row and it's going back to an even scenario and they're sort of racking their brain to come up with a... They've lost one and they lost a player within the first 20 seconds, so Not worried at all for them as of yet. eXtatus still holding on to quite a bit of utility, considering the position of the round. 50 seconds left. They still have 2 incendiaries. Boatload of flashes. A smoke onto Monty as well, which can buy them quite a bit of time. He's actually going to throw that out over towards Ivy. And, well, I think they might have misread this slightly, as Zedko is now dedicated solo player. Like, Monty's the closest rotator, and he's up high, so they have completely misread this situation. The push is going to be coming out. Zedko with a lot of work to do. He's going to get absolutely nothing done. Luz will finish him off. There isn't any Molotov to deny rotation, so it means they can come back in, but in fact, the T's will rotate themselves. I wonder if they've overthought this a bit. Never mind. They'll get that kill onto Questone. An intricate strategy, to say the least. Slightly unnecessary, I feel, as they already had the B site, but A site, much more difficult to retake, and they really do seem to have caught eXtatus off guard. Well, eXtatus... Hot flash is perfect, unfortunately. Devil's still going to get one, and actually a second. He's made this interesting. Peek out from Morels is risky, but it works. Risk and reward. He loses life there, and they could actually lose that round in a 2v1 scenario. Instead, they take the 2v1 scenario. Keep the scoreline up in their favor. 14-6. Well, it's going to be a last-ditch effort going into the next round. You'll have an AK onto Monty, or whoever he decides to drop it for. He can rebuy. Zedko can get something. Maybe a UMP, FAMAS. But it's not going to be an impressive buy. And the question is, do they buy? Because it would be... I would like to see it where a team just saves and goes forward into the next round. Frozen... We've got more Bisons, boys. We've got more Bisons. Now, where on train are you playing a Bison? That's my question. It may not matter. Mag 7 is going to have a lot of the work to do. Zedko been left alone for a lot of this. Actually looking to push. Going to continue his way through, which could be interesting. Actually, we're going to see one come in for Devil with the 5-7. Frozen with the PP. Bison, he gets close. But it's not quite good enough. Zedko in behind. Mag 7 makes himself some money. Monty with the AK. He retrieved in the previous round. Will be able to get one. I like it. That was a miss Bison. Hey, that's a nice pun. I appreciate puns. Maybe I should keep score. Who's got the best pun of the day? Monty, looking for this rotation. Of course, they're a little bit delayed. He does have a kit, which is something. By the looks of it, they've given up. They're going to allow this to go to 15-6, and I say allow this. Don't really have that much of a choice. One going to be ticking away. We do have 2 AKs saved at least. And, well, with Monty on some extra cash, he can drop a rifle. Devil can buy himself a rifle. It won't be with head armor, but head armor not too much of a problem. Yeah, I'm in a sort of... It's a catch-22, those situations, because saving there, it's a 2v2... Yes, you don't have a whole lot of time, but you have a kit. And it's instead you're going to fight for overtime for 9 rounds in a row. I feel like it would have been a better off going the other way. But at the same time, having a decent buy going into this round may be a chance to string things together. So I can understand their point. Personally, I would have liked to go for it. I'll see them go for it. Early pick, though. Will go the way. Look at that. Straight through the smoke. Timing shot from Devil gives them a 2-man advantage, so maybe this will be the way they get back in. Morels picking up the AWP. Actually doesn't have any armor. Correct me if I'm wrong. $4,300 is enough to buy armor, so I think that might be a mistake. And there we go. He's straight out of there. Frozen with a little help from Monty is going to finish things off in this round. So they will actually get that chance. And now, again, it's a question of whether Pride are actually going to invest into this round. They'll only get 1,900 into the next. But they do have Morels and Luz with enough to even go for an AWP in this round. That would be intriguing, but they're not going to do it. They're going to play things safe, utilize the buffer they have. $16-15, yeah, good luck with that. Actually, it could go 16-15, but it means they wouldn't have won. Just it's gone to overtime. Devil. Maybe he'll finally... I was going to say maybe he's woken up. Never mind. He misses the shot on Maniz. And if there is one man in this server that you do not want to give an AWP to, it is Maniz. Now, I know it wasn't intentional. I am just joking a little bit. But that's not a mistake that you could be making when you are 1 round away from losing the first best of 3. Maniz now with a chance to open up this round. Scary player with an AWP. Reitz will fall in the back lines. Maniz unable to spot anything out at the moment, and Questone will deny any chance of that AWP doing any damage. However, Luz with some Kevlar will be able to do some extra damage. CT side are going to be buying no matter what, but they don't want to be having these sort of costly rounds where it limits their utility. X is now with the AWP. As said, he's the secondary AWP, or was at least earlier in the game. Oh, hello. He actually does spot out Zedko, who's now playing over towards this A side. They've switched things up a little bit. Push is going to come in. Lars looking to do more damage with this Tech 9. Doesn't quite manage to connect, though. Now, eXtatus has to try and do some more damage. Finding too much more is going to be very, very difficult. And they will actually isolate him without losing any more players. So good job from eXtatus, managing to continue forward. As said, though, that was only minimal investment. AWP can still come in if they want it. Interestingly, is that... Wait, did they drop for Minis? No. I would have quite liked to see him on an AWP, but instead he's got a Deagle. The mini AWP. The hand AWP. The hand cannon. Let's see. If this goes 60 to 58, I'll cry. I'm just saying that now. I will cry. I'll probably leave. And get fired at the same time. Either way, push coming out. Morel's already tagged very low on HP. Going to be that straight push out, and he will get himself that first and second kill as well. Big start to the round for Morels. He may have been low early doors, but he's managed to do the damage necessary. Molotov going to fall back into the corner. Reitz, the head's frozen as well, leaving it down onto a 4 versus 1. Zedko with a dream, and his dreams will be crushed. First best of 3, first series will go the way of Pride in a fairly dominating fashion as well. Great work from them. But, of course, that is only the first match of today. We have another one coming up in, I think, about 35 minutes, give or take a few. Obviously, nothing ever starts on time in this world. Either way, guys, if you have enjoyed the cast, bear in mind I'm doing this all on my own. You've got to feel pity for me. You can always check out my Twitter by typing !caster. Don't forget, all of this would not be happening if it wasn't for Hellcase. They're sponsoring the lot. And you got to give a little love to Starladder as well. They pay my bills, so... They literally keep me alive. Either way, I'll be back. We'll be back. And we'll have our second game coming up for you in, as said, about half an hour. Give us some slack.